Well, there will always be Calgary in this guy. Jermain Franklin joins us from TSN Sports. Hey, Frank, you're smiling already, man. Thanks for getting up and running us because you those late nights. How are things out in the big smoke today?
You know what? Things are looking good in the big smoke. We got a big dump of snow just a couple of days ago and digging ourselves out of it. But yeah, things are great. Really happy to be on the desk, enjoying myself. And yeah, you're right, Rod. Calgary will always be a part of me, that's for sure. And the Flames certainly performed quite well. And I love that jingle by Great Eagle Resort and Casino, just getting it going. That's why I'm smiling so much.
This is such an odd spot, and you know it well. But I got to ask you this. I think the Flames seem to be your number one team. And I saw Craig Button saying last night that you, Jermain, know Darryl Sutter better than anybody. And the Flames are getting on this heater and this run, and we'll talk about that. But, man, are they loving the struggles of the Oilers here and the Neon Leon, Jim Matheson. But they're just loving it in Calgary. Can you imagine?
Oh, I can imagine what it's like right now. But being in Calgary for so long, I know they loved any kind of turmoil happening up north. And it happened a few times in my years there. I'll never forget the local sports radio station made a jingle or a project after the Oilers gave up 10 at home. This is at least a decade ago, and all of Calgary loved it. It was so popular. It got so big that the Oilers actually had to say something to the fan about it, and it was kind of funny. But yeah, Calgary always enjoys when the Oil have a bit of an oil slick, we'll say.
Well, there's very good chance this is the best rivalry in all of sports. But I would like to talk about the Flames, and I enjoyed you and Craig Button's back and forth. Craig's going to join us down here at Grey Eagle next week. With him saying that you know Darryl Sutter as well as anybody, I'd like to ask you, Jermain, what is his secret? Because it's a lot of the same players it's been for years, but they're playing differently. What is it about Darryl?
What I think, first of all, Darryl Sutter, he's pretty open in terms of, well, I shouldn't say he's pretty open, but after all these years, you have to believe what he says is the truth. And the one thing that he always says, Rod, is hard work. You always ask, how are you guys doing it? How do you do it? Hard work. And it's not just hard work, I think. I think it's also teaching his players to work smart. The best coaches figure out a way to communicate with the players, tell them what their job is, give them a tangible goal, and the players know if they're reaching it or not. And these guys have pride, and they make sure that they get done what needs to get done. And I think Darryl Sutter is so good at that. Obviously, he put together that top line with Johnny Gaudreau and Tkachuk and Lindholm, and it's just amazing the way that the guys are working together. And the one thing was, before Darryl came back, it was can't separate Johnny and Monty. Can't separate Johnny and Monty. That's Johnny Gaudreau and Sean Monahan. And that was because they produced so much, but that was because Sean Monahan produced so much with Gaudreau on the wing. Gaudreau was his feeder. Even though Monahan was the center, it was Gaudreau who was really the guy, the engine that pushed that line. But when it comes right down to it, Monahan's in a D spot in the fourth line. And the truth is, he doesn't necessarily have the speed that you need to be a top line center. He doesn't have the speed. He doesn't have the physicality. All of a sudden, you get Elias Lindholm in there. Lindholm has always been good, but now he has that dynamic force in Johnny Gaudreau, and Tkachuk is probably one of the smartest players in the league, and that line is just blown up. And I think the fact that Darryl Sutter can also make sure that each and every line has their job, does the job, especially the defensive end, which, by the way, makes Markstrom look a lot better, and he is playing having an outstanding season. It's just a recipe for success, something that Darryl Sutter has had everywhere he's gone.
Absolutely. He just has something about bringing the best out in his guys. I've got two more questions for you, and one is about the Saddle Dome. I was very eager to get to Calgary and sort of get the goods on the dome. And I don't know where you stand on it. People just very upset that the deal gone away and fallen apart. The people feel that the rink has outlived its usefulness, and I understand it. They said that compression of the ceiling is worn out When it snows, it might be a hazard. And then there are others that say, literally last night told me, I've never seen anything fall from the roof. This rink's fine as far as I'm concerned. I think if you had a vote, most people would say we need a new arena. But how do you feel about this whole saga? Because I came away from last night's game going, yes, Calgary needs a new arena.
Oh, they need a new arena. Absolutely, Rod. And if somebody, I don't know who told you they never saw anything fall from the roof, but they weren't there every day in the winter. Because I think everybody who's gone to the Dome on a regular basis have seen those chunks of cement falling from the roof of the Saddle Dome. It's just outdated. It's time for a new arena. It's unfortunate that things have come away the way they have, and I'll be completely honest. I am not a big political guy, so I haven't paid too much attention to the rink. Once they came to the deal and came to the agreement, I thought all bets were off and they were going to have a new arena. Now it seems like egos have come into play, and obviously the people that get held hostage are the fans themselves. But the one thing that you can guarantee is the fact that the Saddle Dome cannot sustain or last too much longer when it comes to NHL properties, when it comes to holding an NHL team like the Calgary Flames. It just doesn't live up to the standard that has been built over the last few decades. And it's time. It basically is time.
Raptors is where I'll finish this because I know you're a huge Raptors follower. And if I dare say fan, I know that is a swear word for the media, but they're at Dallas tonight. Rough start, but they seem to be coming around. They're in a lot of close games. What's possible for the Raptors this year, do you think, Frankie?
I think they can make the playoffs. I think that's definitely a possibility. It's funny, we just talked about Darryl Sutter and the way that he has proven that he is an outstanding coach everywhere he went. Nick Nurse has been in the game a long time as well. Obviously, he's only coached the Raptors, but the truth is, in Nick Nurse you trust because of what he's been able to accomplish in such a short amount of time. And then the fact that the Raptors are basically healthy now, and you're seeing a young Scotty Barnes play beyond his years. You're seeing a Pascal Siakam finally growing. And I shouldn't say finally, because we put a lot of pressure on him after he signed that deal. But it has not been an easy road for anybody in any sports league. And he didn't have a good year last year, plain and simple. But now that he's continuing to mature, he's turning into the player that many of us or many people thought that he could be. And you know what? I'm going to put a caveat on that, Rod, because I won't even say many people thought he could be. Everyone thought he should be because of the paycheck that he was now getting. But the NBA team's got to spend money. Kawhi left. There wasn't a ton. Freddie VanVleet got his money. Kyle Lowry left. Somebody has to get that cash. And Pascal Siakam deserved it on that premise alone. And now he's actually growing into that contract and becoming, if he continues to progress, worth every penny.
It's been fun to watch them come together as a team throughout this season, and I'm with you. And once you're in the playoffs, who knows where you go from there. Jermain, keep up the great work. We're watching every day. Great job, and thanks for this. I enjoy it.
Thanks for having me, Rod, and can't wait to get one of those RP sweaters or T-shirts. I'll fill it out nice.
We'll send you one. Okay, we know where to find you. We'll send it. Thank you, Jermain. TSN Sports Center's Jermain Franklin joining us from T-Dot.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching the RP Show on YouTube. And don't forget, we're live daily on YouTube from noon to 2 Eastern. If you like what you see, hit subscribe. And if you like the program, check around for other segments of The Rod Pedersen Show here on YouTube.